Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for everybody for watching the video and to all the new subscribers. It is deeply appreciated. Thank you. I'm not going to be able to do some videos outdoors for the next couple of days because I had a bit of a fall and I pulled a muscle in my back. So it's too much, it's too awkward for me to be able to go down in there into the jungle and do it. So the next few videos I'm going to do at home. Just while I'm recovering from that injury. So today's talk is going to be about when we feel that other people are out to get us or they have some sort of a problem with us and we're not really sure why or what the problem is. You know, sometimes we can be preoccupied in our minds with this feeling that others are out to get us or that they're against us in some way, feeling that we're in danger when we're around people or certain people, and that the world, in a sense, is out to get us. And not to be too dramatic, but kind of feeling that there are enemies or that the world is our enemy. So let's take this sort of viewpoint and put it into focus for a minute. So, for instance, you could be walking down the street and you pass some people, and maybe they start to laugh as you walk by. But in its conception, it might be innocent, but you in yourself have this feeling like it's against you, that they're laughing at you. And this is the sort of first thoughts that come to your mind, that in some way they're trying to attack you personally. Or if you pass individuals or you're in a room with individuals and they're talking maybe in a low voice, and it brings a real sense of discomfort to you, and that for some reason you automatically think that they're talking about you, or you feel so much discomfort that your mind starts to run wild, that you've done something wrong, and that somehow now you have to defend yourself and you're going to be under attack. And what we try to do in those instances is try to fool ourselves that it's not happening. And we push it right down inside of us to try and get that feeling of discomfort away, because it's a very uncomfortable feeling to feel that vulnerability and to feel that insecurity that's within us when we have experiences like this. But the thing that we want to look at is this belief, and this pushing down comes from a reaction of fear, fear of the other, fear that we are going to in some way disappoint or not be good enough in the eyes of other individuals, that it leads us into a type of thinking that this feeling is coming from outside of us, that it's the other people's fault that we feel this way, because we want to push the discomfort away, because we don't want to look at the fact that it's coming from within us. So to look at the other individuals as they're at fault, that is a false belief. And that is what causes the fear and causes the vulnerability. The way to solve it is to understand that it is coming from within us, from our own insecurities and our own beliefs about us and the discomfort we have within ourselves. We are solely responsible for what we think and the thoughts and feelings that are coming into our minds and we are solely responsible for how we act that out in the world. It never comes from outside. The only time it comes from outside is in one of those rare incidences, which is very rare, that something just comes in and is totally out of your control. And they're usually very severe things like accidents or something very shocking that comes out of the blue. In the majority of cases, it comes from inside of us. And the thing that we have to understand is we are all teachers. We are all teaching each other with every interaction that we have, no matter who it is. And when we act in this way to others, we are also teaching and influencing others to act in this way. So if you are feeling discomfort and vulnerable towards other people, you are teaching that to that person, especially if they're very young and influenced easily when they're in their learning phases. So it's something that you have to really think about, that with every interaction, we're teaching each other. So if you're uncomfortable and you feel you're under attack, you're going to teach others to feel like they're under attack as well. But when you come from a secure and a loving place, you are then teaching others to come from that place as well. And the way out of this is to understand that we are totally responsible for how we feel and how we act. It is not on anyone else, it's on us. And when we can become aware and look deep within inside of us, look at our insecurities, look about the beliefs that we hold about ourselves that are false, bring them to the surface and try to change them and see the truth of it, this will stop you feeling like you're being attacked every time you have an encounter with somebody. Every time we take this position, in a sense, we're crucifying ourselves, because every time you feel you're being attacked, you are literally attacking yourself. You are telling yourself how you feel about yourself, and it's a false belief, and it's been brought about by insecurities about yourself. You have created a false sense of self, and after a while it just becomes the norm. It becomes a default position and becomes a running pattern. But when we understand that we always have a choice to change and to go in a new direction, then things can start to change and you can come out of these insecurities and false beliefs about yourself. You can finally release those fears and release that suffering that you feel and you put on yourself. Taking the stories that we have created and told ourselves about who we are and rewriting them and changing them into something new, into something better, and getting rid of that insecure person that you thought you were, that you are not. We need to release the assault that we've put on ourselves and each other, and realize that it doesn't matter what the circumstances were that led you to feeling this way, that the real you, your true self, is hidden underneath all those fears and insecurities. And when you learn to release them, that person will come back up into the fore again. And you will realize that we have done this to ourselves, and that it was an illusion of who we thought we were. And it created a sort of preoccupation and fixation on the other as the person or the people who were doing this to us. So when we start to bring these things up and start to look at them, we can then see that underneath those fears, that's all they are. There is a loving and a caring person in there that wants to come forward once we dispel these fears and insecurities. And then we can move from feeling attacked in our day-to-day lives to acceptance of ourselves and acceptance of others. And then in this way, we can once again have faith in ourselves and faith in the people around us and faith in our world. So until next time, thanks for watching and take care.